The Springboks received a hero's welcome after thousands of South Africans flocked to O R Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg to greet the team. The celebrations continue as thousands of South Africans join the team's 4-day appreciation tour across 5 provinces. Mandla Minga, a former rugby player and big fanatic of both finalists of the 2023 Rugby World Cup, says he was ecstatic when the Springboks made history in France.
I could not contain my emotions and feelings and everything once that final whistle was blown. That last 10 minutes, I clung on to my sister. I really just couldn't watch it. And as soon as that whistle went, I just opened up my eyes and I just celebrated.
Prior to the World Cup final, governing body World Rugby announced that the 2027 Rugby World Cup will be in Australia and will witness a historic participation of 24 teams. Minga says South Africa can execute a three-peat.
There's absolutely no reason as to why anybody should hate or look down on the Springboks or their ability. And if you look at it, the support that we have from the development levels, from school levels to club levels. So I think within South Africa, the growth trajectory within the rugby space is well sought after.
Several members of the Springboks are in the prime of their careers, between 29 and 32 years old. Some commentators doubt that the team will look the same in 2027. Zugile Ncube, a commentator and former rugby player who was based in Japan, says South Africa's investment in rugby allows them to produce talent that can continue the culture of winning.
There are guys who didn't play. Andre Pollard, he's only 29, so he's actually could potentially be the scrum halves. As I mentioned, we have 2 guys.
Ncube says, like South Africa, other African nations should heavily invest in rugby to ensure that they participate and stand out at the tournament in 2027. Ncube's sentiments were echoed by Herbert Mensah, the president of Rugby Africa.
Sports these days is a professional issue. It's no longer the old Olympic charter of just participating. And therefore, there needs to be investment. And the investment does, as you rightly say, start at grassroots level and then moves right the way through.
Rugby Africa is working tirelessly to ensure that the sport grows on the continent. The governing body facilitates several tournaments that is spiking interest in Africa, predominantly in Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Nigeria, and Morocco. Mike Hove, VOA News, Washington.